3 fundamental techniques in handling people. 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism is futile because it puts a person on the defensive and usually makes him strive to justify himself. Criticism is dangerous because it wounds a person's precious pride, hurts his sense of importance, and arouses resentment. Put as much time and space between emotion and action as possible. Empathize and forgive. Do not measure others by the standards you set for yourself. 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise, but avoid hollow flattery. Instead, make your appreciation heartfelt, sincere, and unselfish. Flattery is easily detected and universally condemned. 3. Arouse in the other person an eager want. The only way on earth to influence other people is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. You may want to persuade somebody to do something. Before you speak, pause and ask yourself, how can I make this person want to do it? 6 ways to make people like you. 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. You can make more friends in 2 months by being interested in them than in 2 years by making them interested in you. If we want to make friends, let's put ourselves out to do things for other people, things that require time, energy, unselfishness, and thoughtfulness. Make it a priority to keep an eye out for things that might improve other people's lives. A great practical tip from Carnegie is as simple as follows. 1. Take the time to find out the birthdays of friends and acquaintances. 2. Make a note of them in your calendar. 3. Take the time each year to send a physical card. This kind of thoughtfulness costs little and has a huge impact. 2. Smile. The expression one wears on one's face is far more important than the clothes one wears on one's back. Smile in everything that you do. Smile sincerely. An insincere grin doesn't fool anybody. We know it is mechanical and we resent it. Don't feel like smiling? Consider Abraham Lincoln's remark that most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Still struggling? Fake it until you make it. Force yourself to smile and the mind will often follow. 3. Remember that a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest and most important sound in any language. The sweetest and most important sound in any language. The average person is more interested in their own name than in all the other names in the world put together. Remembering a person's name is a question of effort, not ability. Ask a person's name. Pay attention. Make sure you've heard it. Spell it out if need be. Repeat it several times. Build a mental picture. Write it down. Don't then become the weirdo who thinks repeating the other person's name after every sentence will make them like you. That's not how it works. Be cool. 4. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Exclusive attention to the person who is speaking to you is very important. Nothing else is so flattering as that. Doing so will soften and subdue even the most violent critic, and you may also learn a thing or two. To be interesting, be interested. Ask questions that the other person will enjoy answering. And remember, a person's toothache means more to them than a famine, which kills 1,000,000 people. 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interest. The royal road to a person's heart is to talk about the things he or she treasures most. Take the time to understand or even research a topic you know is of interest to someone else. Ask them about their past. Almost every successful person likes to reminisce about their early struggles. Doing so will not only improve your relationship, it might enlarge your life. 6. Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Obey this golden rule all the time, everywhere. Use little phrases like, I'm sorry to trouble you. Would you be so kind as to, would you mind? And thank you. Almost all the people you meet feel superior to you in some way, and a sure way to their hearts is to let them realize in some subtle way that you realize their importance and recognize it sincerely. 12 ways to win people to your way of thinking. 1. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. You can't win an argument. You can't because if you lost it, you lose it. And if you win it, you lose it. Because a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Instead, try to 1. Welcome the disagreement. You might avoid a serious mistake. 2. Watch out for and distrust your first instinct to be defensive. 3. Control your temper. 4. Listen first. 5. Look first for areas of agreement. 6. Be honest about and apologize for your mistakes. 7. Promise to think over your opponent's ideas and study them carefully. 8. Thank the other person sincerely for their time and interest. 9. Postpone action to give both sides time to think through the problem. 2. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say you're wrong. It's tantamount to saying, I'm smarter than you are. Instead, consider that you will never get into trouble by admitting that you may be wrong, and see the above point. Even if you know you are right, try something like, I may be wrong. I frequently am. If I'm wrong, I want to be put right. Let's examine the facts. 3. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. By fighting, you never get enough, but by yielding, you get more than you expected. Have the courage to admit your errors. Let the other person take the role of a collaborative and benevolent forgiver rather than an opponent. 4. Begin in a friendly way. Friendliness begets friendliness. Glow with it. Overflow with it. Remember that a drop of honey can catch more flies than a gallon of gall. And see also Aesop's fable, The Wind and the Sun. 5. Get the other person saying yes, yes immediately. Begin by emphasizing and keep emphasizing the things on which you agree, that you are both striving for the same end and that your only difference is one of method and not of purpose. Try to begin with questions to which the only conceivable reply is yes. This will help things get off on a collaborative foot. And remember, he who treads softly goes far. 6. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. Let other people talk themselves out. They know more about their business and problems than you do. So ask the questions. Let them tell you a few things. Don't interrupt. They won't pay attention to you while they still have a lot of ideas of their own crying for expression. Don't waste air boasting about your own achievements. If you want enemies, excel your friends. But if you want friends, let your friends excel you. 7. Let the other person feel the idea is his or hers. You have much more faith in ideas that you discover for yourself than in ideas that are handed to you. Allow others to design and become invested in their own solutions. Consult with them, collaborate on and influence a half-finished idea rather than presenting a final solution. Avoid self-importance. Instead, remember, the reason why rivers and seas receive the home of 100 mountain streams is that they keep below them. 8. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Take the time to put yourself in the other person's shoes. If you can, sit down with a piece of paper and a pen. Set a timer for 10 minutes and begin with the words, "What X is probably feeling now is." Keep writing from their perspective until the timer goes off. 9. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. Begin always with, "I don't blame you one iota for feeling as you do. If I were you, I would undoubtedly feel just as you do." Be honest about your own flaws and idiosyncrasies. It will help you be more sympathetic with those of others. Remember, 3/4 of the people you will ever meet are hungering and thirsting for sympathy. Give it to them, and they will love you. 10. Appeal to the nobler motives. People are honest and want to discharge their obligations. The exceptions to that rule are comparatively few. They will in most cases react favorably if you make them feel that you consider them honest, upright, and fair. 11. Dramatize your ideas. Present your ideas in an interesting, creative, and dramatic way that captures attention. Think laterally. How can you present tabular data in a creative way that encourages interaction and engages more of the senses than just sight? Take your inspiration from television and advertising. They've been in this game a long time. 12. Throw down a challenge. The way to get things done is to stimulate competition. I do not mean in a sordid, money-getting way, but in the desire to excel. Pay is not enough to motivate people. Instead, the work itself must be motivating and exciting. Make performance metrics public. Let people enjoy a challenge. That is what every successful person loves: the game, the chance for self-expression, the chance to prove his or her worth, to excel, to win. 9 ways to be a leader without giving offense or arousing resentment. NB, the judgment and skill behind the how in this section is more advanced and subtle. Carnegie illustrates them with some superb examples that are well worth reading in full. 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Beginning with praise is like the dentist who begins with his work with Novocaine. The patient still gets a drilling, but the Novocaine is pain-killing. 2. Call attention to people's mistakes indirectly.